they're off and racing in the Golden Rose.
The Golden Rose was upgraded to a Group 1 in 2009, and this 3-year-old 1400-metre classic has quickly developed the reputation as a stallion-making race to rival the Caulfield Guineas. The 7 editions of the Golden Rose have produced 6 winners that are currently standing as headline stallions at the leading stud farms in Australia, and include the champion 3-year-old sprinters of their generation, Denman, Turak Top, Zoostar, Hallowed Crown and Exosphere. Only one filly has won the Golden Rose, and that was Golden Slipper winner Forensics when the race was a Group 2 run in autumn. So history awaits the first filly to win the Group 1, and 2 brilliant youngsters have the ability to do it. Group 1 sires winner Yankee Rose and the uber-talented Oh My Sword. This year, Godolphin are striving for back-to-back wins in the Golden Rose, with the brilliant last-up winner Astern and the untapped potential of Impending. The Godolphin colts have stiff opposition from other star colts, Winx's half-brother El Divino and the barnstorming fast finish of Team Hawkes' Divine Prophet.
Bang! Got up to win it! Divine Prophet, a big win!
And now the great news is we've had a track upgrade for this super race. We are on a good 4 surface with that rail out 2 metres. Every horse will get their chance today at Rosehill Gardens for the big one. It is the De Bordeley Wines Golden Rose, 1,400 metres, Group 1 worth in excess of $1 million. And Astern is the 4.10 favourite on the first page of the totes. What price will the filly Oh My Sword be? She is at $6.10 at the moment on the tote. Yankee Rose at $4.20. Really interesting betting race. I'm tipping that the Crown Bet market will be a different scenario though, because Oh My Sword has been the favourite in the last 48 hours since the betting has really got serious leading into the Golden Rose. Here is Astern. He was sensational winning the Run to the Rose. James McDonald on board, trying to win another Group 1 for Godolphin. John O'Shea is the trainer. He simply has so much upside. So, in many ways, he's the obvious.
He is, but he's beautiful and relaxed. What a lovely colt to look at too. And what do you like about him is he handles the race day conditions well. He's just drawn an awkward gate. He'll go back from that gate and finish on powerfully.
El Divino, this is Winx's half-brother, trained by Gai Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Can you believe Gai Waterhouse has won every Sydney Group 1 on the calendar except 2? The ATC Derby and the Golden Rose, and she has a huge chance of winning it here.
I didn't like his trial leading into his first up run, Richo, and he ran like it on the soft conditions. Maybe the drying track will help him, but what I did like about his first up run is he didn't give up that last 50 metres. He got beat quite easily, but he kept grinding to the line, so the 1,400 will suit him, and he's drawn a good gate and he'll sit on the speed again.
This is your best roughie. Why? Good standing.
I just like him dropping back, stepping up to the 1,400 metres. The winkers go on. I think that's a great move to engage this colt and make him concentrate. And what I also like is the drying track for him. He's a big boy. He covers a lot of ground. You can see him strip a lot fitter. And I'll never forget his Group 2 win at Randwick when he showed that toughness when he beat a horse called Lionhearted. And then a couple of things didn't go right for him in the end of that spring carnival in his 2-year-old career. He's on the way up.
Well, Poissier had so much ability. This is his brother, Divine Prophet, and he's my top selection. I know the up-and-coming didn't rate as well as the Run to the Rose, but I think this horse has an X factor. The Hawkes team, who are so astute in their placing, they have had their first acceptances for a Cox Plate. I think he can be a factor in that race, and I think he can get back. And I'll tell you what, if there's enough tempo, he could storm over the top and win.
This will be a fascinating battle between him and Astern because they've both drawn outside barriers and they both like to be ridden quieter, so watch for that.
Nikitas, the former Queensland horse, now under Chris Waller's care, has had one run back. That was in the Run to the Rose. It would need to lift on that.
3 deep facing the breeze on that occasion, Richo, and I thought he battled on quite well. He's going to improve stepping up to the 1,400 metres here. Third to Attention's good form for mine at the 1,350 back in the Brisbane Winter Carnival. He's a big improver at the $63. I'd be tempted to put him in my multiple bets with my first 4 and my trifectas for likes.
Wow, gee, that's a big price too. It's $60+ there. Thronham, he'd led in the up and coming, and Divine Prophet gave him probably, 8 to 10 lengths at the top of the straight and gave him a beating.
Well, he's trained by Gai Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, and they like their horses to roll forward, and that's what he's going to do. Now, he's drawn barrier 13 here today with Karen McAvoy just jumping on in the saddle. He's going to have to win the kick, try and get across in that first furlong and have a rest at some stage to run the 1,400 metres right out and nice and strong. So there's high pressure for him from that outside barrier. Happy to leave.
Here's horse number 7. I'll let you talk about your top selection. He's by Lonhro, who was a superstar, out of Nemazin, who was also a Group 1 winner.
Well, he's just a brilliant horse to look at. He's by the son of a champion in Lonhro. He's nice and quiet. Brenton Avdullah's leading the premiership at this stage before today. His first up win was explosive and outstanding on a dry surface. Then he could not get out of a pocket on the Gold Coast during the Magic Millions in the Kenny Russell at Group 3. He tried to get through a gap on the soft conditions first up behind Astern, and he got a couple of squeezes. Drying track, 1,400 metres. Now, barrier 2, he sits in front of Astern and Divine Prophet. That's why I like him, because he's going to be 3-4 lengths in front of him. If he gets out and explodes, he's the horse for mine.
Yeah, I'm not as brave as you. I had him as my best roughie. You've got him on top, so good luck. Here is Darren for Lindsay Park Racing. Well, when he was first up winning at Caulfield, straight away they said, listen, we're going to aim towards the Golden Rose. He went up to Sydney. He handled the Sydney way of going in the up and coming. He was on speed there. Keep in mind, Divine Prophet once again gave him 6 or 7 lengths at the top of the straight, came over the top of him. It's an extra 100 metres. I think it's advantage for Divine Prophet. Number 9, Mediterranean.
Look, the 1,400 will suit him. Notice that there's a gear change. The winkers in front of his, on the side of his cheeks there, they go on for him to concentrate a little bit more. It was an awkward run for him on the soft conditions last start behind Astern. I think he's going to get a beautiful run, 1 or 2 pairs back. He'll stake his claim, but I don't know whether he's got the class.
It's a big assignment for Oink. He's had a couple of runs in Queensland in lower grade than this and failed in preparation. Maybe he's a travelling partner with Liam Birchley's 3-year-old here, who's 100 to 1 in Shamaloo. He's only had the one start. Now, that was in the Sunshine Coast and it was in a maiden. He just got the job done here, but he is going so much up in grade. But his trainer, Liam Birchley, is such an astute trainer. Don't disregard him. I know he's $101. If he was trained by someone else, you'd be putting a pen through him. Well, Liam Birchley's got a lot of brains.
Worked from the outside gate to win on that first occasion, so, you know, not a fluker's hope here.
OK, here's Yankee Rose. You've always liked this girl.
Well, this will be the best training performance we'll see today by anybody to win first up in a Group 1 race. Early preparation, she wasn't quite going so well. It wasn't until David Van Dyke, the trainer, switched the blinkers on her in a trial and she went boom and she lit up the track like we know she can. She's presented nice and forward. She's had plenty of work going into this race. Look, just on trust, if you followed her on her Golden Slipper second, first up, last preparation, backer. But when there's something that goes wrong early doors, Richo, I always worry about it.
And Zach Purton comes down from Hong Kong to ride, and so does Joe Moreira for Oh My Sword. Gee, this girl is so impressive. Her first up win in the Silver Shadow was breathtaking. She absolutely smashed Baccarella, who then ran second last start in the Light Fingers. It is so much to like about this girl. Chris Waller's having an attack at this race with a 3-year-old filly. That says so much about Oh My Sword. And also the last of our runners, O'Reilly Cirrus, is one of the outsiders. Close to start time for the Golden Rose, and Matty Campbell, who is the market mover?
Market mover is Yankee Rose. More money for this very talented horse. Into $5 now. Clearly, the worst result for Crown Bet will be Zach Purton's ride.
Does that surprise you, Simon? How did you think she appeared?
Oh, I thought she's looked better in the coat. There's a slight knock for me, and when there's interruptions in your early preparation, it always worries me in the back of my mind. So I'm happy to leave her today, but I know her trial was quite brilliant there last start. For me, Richo, on top, number 7 pending. He's got lots of options from his inside barrier. The drying track, 1,400 suits at a price. And number 3, I think Good Standing presents good value because he's just matured into a beautiful colt. Back on the drying track, 14 also suits him.
Divine Prophet on top for me, and well, I had him pending as my value in the race, which you've got as your top selection. So if you're looking for another to throw into your trifectas or first 4, it might be the horse that's about to go forward in the red and white colours, Darren for Lindsay Park Racing. All right, all in readiness. What an outstanding race this has become in such a short amount of time since it became a Group 1 in 2009. Darren goes forward. Here is the Golden Rose. Let's join Darren Flindell.
Golden Rose, our first Group 1 of the spring. And the gates open. They're off and racing. Charmalou off the inside. Jump well with El Divino, and Yankee Rose is very prominent to the speed. From good standing, Nikitas Ome Sword parks behind. Then came Impending from Mediterranean. Darren 3 out, and further out there is Thronum. Well back is Astern from Divine Prophet Oink, and O'Reilly Cyrus the last one. Purton's got Yankee Rose in front of the 1,000. From good standing in second, Charmalou behind them. Thronum now whips up on the outside after the tardy start, going to third, followed then by Nikitas El Divino. Further back to Impending, Ome Sword and Darren, a length and a half to the favourite Astern. The inside is Mediterranean from O'Reilly Cyrus. Well back is Divine Prophet as they race up towards the home turn. 600 a run. Yankee Rose a surprise leader from good standing and Thronum. Then Charmalou, El Divino all boxed up. Nikitas the outside, pumping away is Ome Sword. Joe Moreira looking for the run. Darren to the outside, and Astern pulls to the extreme outside. Good standing and Yankee Rose at the 300 metres. Impending slips up behind them. Here comes the favourite Astern, and the colt is letting rip with a big run. Astern heads off Yankee Rose. Then came good standing, Impending into the clear, but Astern a big winner in the Golden Rose. Ome Sword grabbed second in front of Impending. Divine Prophet late good standing there. Then Yankee Rose. Further back to Charmalou from Mediterranean, El Divino. O'Reilly Cyrus from Darren, Thronum, Oink, and Nikitas was one of the last to finish.
Well, Godolphin win back-to-back Golden Roses, and of all the races, these are the races they want to target because they've just made a stallion out of this colt by Medagula Doro. He bolts in. He defeats Oh My Sword. Impending, the stablemate, runs third. James McDonald up in the iron says, how good is that? And when we watch the replay here, Simon, the key moment of the race is he gets outside Divine Prophet. Divine Prophet's looking for runs in between. Tommy Berry looked to be travelling like, and in the end, Divine Prophet has to come the widest runner, and the bird had flown. How good was that horse?
Well, when Yankee Rose got across from a barrier to lead, they didn't go that hard because Thronum ended up getting stuck 3 deep. That's hitting a red cap and was a pest basically to good standing in the red on the left-hand side. And you could see Astern decided to get out off the back of him. Great ride by J-Mac because he said, I'm going to cover ground 3 deep and wait for this wall of horses to swing, get myself into some open air at the top of the straight and let him rip. That's what he needs. And that's what he did to the right of screen. He followed Darren in the white with the candy stripe red, and then when he pressed the button, you could see him just, he's got this beautiful ground, hasn't he, when he uses that acceleration just to breathe, be himself. That's the explosion he showed first up, and for those who stuck with him first up, well, you've just got the cash again. Good horses can overcome bad barriers. Now, Impending's one to follow because he had a little bit of a checkered path trying to get out and work home well. The fillies run enormous, Ome Sword. Follow her when she goes back to fillies class to the Group 1 races like 1,000 guineas going forward. But take nothing away from this colt. He is a superstar, sprinter, 1,400 metre horse.
Yeah, that's right. Will he be freshened up now and do what Exosphere did and have a crack at the Coolmore? And Exosphere failed down the straight at Coolmore, I think due to the condition of the track. He just couldn't get in the right spot. Back-to-back wins in the Golden Rose for the Godolphin operation. Group 1 win number 32 for James McDonald. Group 1 win number 25 in the career of John O'Shea. And what a win it was. Astern bolts in. What a win, what a turn of foot by Astern. He sprints away and captures the first Group 1 for the season in Sydney. And it's a breathtaking win to Astern. The colt by Medagula Doro, that's the 5th Group 1 win for that stallion for Godolphin across the world in 2016. And James McDonald, this young man is 23 years of age and he's already captured 32 Group 1s. It is remarkable. What a win to Astern. $3.30 and $1.70. Oh My Sword, terrific. The filly, Impending, ditto. And Divine Prophet runs a stylish 4th as well.